everyone, and welcome back to my Revel channel. This past Sunday, Real Housewives of Potomac aired their first episode for the new season, so let's not waste any more time as we get into the springtime awakening. So this episode opens up with the OG cast, which is not a surprise because we did see Ashley, Karen, Giselle, and Robin meet up on social media last year. We did get to see Giselle and Karen be back on good terms, so I also wonder how long is that going to last because we did see them have a disagreement in real time. I also just want to say that the parks look super beautiful. The cherry blossoms are everything. It kind of makes me want to go on a mini vacation in the springtime just so that I can witness that. Robin finally joins Giselle and Karen, and they pretty much discuss Ashley and her divorce. So once Ashley makes it there, they ask her about it. Ashley basically says that they plan to separate first and then divorce. And that's because in Maryland, you know, you have to first separate before you can ask for divorce. She also says the reason why she wants to divorce is because of
sexually is compatible anymore. Okay. It's been about 4 months now. Like we had a little incident in Miami where there was a lady who was very interested in me. Okay. Michael was interested in that situation, and I didn't want that.
Like he wanted a threesome and you didn't want it, so I don't want to be with you anymore?
No, I feel it's kind of hard for me to explain it. We've just been drifting apart. Look at these houses, and he's sending me homes on the higher side.
So y'all are buying a house together?
It just seems a little fishy to me. It just comes off at the same time that maybe she's searching for financial independence. You know, she's just trying to be free. That's what I'm getting from this. Karen and Giselle and Robin all tell her that her plan is basically not really a divorce. But I felt like, Robin, you should be the last one telling somebody that, because didn't you stay in the home with Juan after you guys divorced? Then the women discuss me and her situation.
You know, praying for you, hope all is well, whatever. So today it's, so many of you reached out. I want to let you all know I'm okay.
Okay.
So far, no cancer, although I'm still undergoing testing and we will surgically remove the 2 lumps for biopsy. I'm sick, I'm not sick, I'm sick, I'm not, like, that's nothing to play with. And it feels like, it feels very attention-seeking for me.
That's what I thought too.
And I'm like, girl, that is a slippery slope. Mia does say some things that don't add up at times, but I honestly don't think she would lie about that, and I hope she wouldn't lie about that. Because like most of our parents and grandparents say, when you fake sick, you're sick for real. So I don't think she was lying about that. And I was here for Karen when she basically said, you know, different people handle different things in different ways. It may just not be in the way that we normally would do. We also learned about Karen's spring into springtime party. That clip there was just very clear that she's kind of trying to get the kinks out of the name and what to call it, but we're going to see how that pans out. But the event is going to set the tone, especially when we go into next episode. Then we learn about Candace and Chris and them meeting a doctor to basically free her embryos because they have very busy schedules. Chris is now working outside of home and he's a manager at a restaurant. Candace is trying to re-release Deep Space, which was a bop. Comment and let me know how you guys felt about that album. Also, we've seen production ask Candace when she plans to have a baby. Like, girl, I understand. I see my family with their kids and I'm like, oh, the baby's so cute. Wait till I have my baby. And then I'd be like, I'm enjoying my freedom right now. I don't think I'm ready. So I definitely understood her in that moment. We also seen Candace argue with Chris, and I felt like that should have waited outside of the doctor's office, but their argument continues once they get into the car. And honestly, the way they talk to each other is a little crazy. Now, every relationship is going to have some disagreements, but if they can't be on the same page here, maybe it's not time to have a baby. I also want to say that hospitality, you know, the hours are crazy, so you gotta roll with the punches when it comes to that. And Candace, you're in something that is very hectic as well, so y'all just gotta communicate, work that out so that y'all can be on the same page. Then we have Robin and Charisse. They basically meet up for their girl time, and we learned that Charisse is back in the dating scene. She said she had 2.5 relationships. We all know what that means. She's getting her groove back. Robin decides to tell her about Ashley's divorce, and I felt like, Robin, are you telling everybody that this girl getting a divorce? Because we did see a little montage of her telling Candace as well. And it's like, girl, you're telling everybody about her business. But Charisse thinks that Ashley is looking for attention. And then we also learned that Charisse asked her, when is the wedding date? And she still don't have one. I believe in real time, they are either, well, now in real time, they're either married or they currently have the marriage license to get married, but we all know that that is a limited time before you have to renew to do that. Production asks if she wants to be married.
What was the question?
Robin is just trying to get the prenup squared away first before she gets married. So I wonder if they were able to get that all squared away, because she did mention to Sharice that she does want one, especially when the topic came up about Juan being entitled to her money. Robin thinks if you didn't directly relate to the income, then you shouldn't be entitled to that when you get a divorce or so forth. I feel like to each its own. It's all about how you and your spouse choose to set that up. I just found it ironic that Robin would say that when, weren't you the reason he lost his money from when he was in the NBA? So I thought that was a little crazy coming from her though. Then we also see that Mia is no longer in her condo and she's now in Potomac in Karen's neighborhood. She tells us that she spent $65,000 on renovation and her rent is $10,000 a month. I mean, $10,000 in rent is crazy, but girl, $65,000 on renovations on a home that you're not gonna own, logically make it make sense. We also learned that they're having a gathering that day and Karen is gonna join them there. Her mom asks her how she's doing and Mia is like, what you mean? And then she finally tells her that she did have a biopsy, so we have to wait to see how that pans out. Karen makes it. Her and Karen have a discussion about, how was Mia when, she was growing up. We finally learned why we got that clip from the trailer. But they also have a heartwarming conversation where they sit down and Karen checks on her and she basically lets her know, be careful how you say things because it can be taken out of context. And just people put a spin on it. Then we have Wendy meeting with Peter. Wendy lets us know that she's been booked and busy in all her endeavors, and she meets with Peter to discuss a Nigerian lounge. And she has some ideas for it.
To use some of my expertise and education in a lounge, why can't it become like a library with books of all Black authors, and we open it up to kids from 2 to 4?
It doesn't work like that. Not in a lounge, baby.
Yes.
Ain't no grown up trying to be around no kids.
I was with Peter. No one wants that, sis. Keep that separate. Keep that separate. If we're going to a lounge, we're going to a lounge. Not a lounge and daycare center. Peter still wants to invest in the business though, and he tells Wendy that he will put up the majority of the money. She will get 20% ownership if she just invests $300,000 into the $1.5 million plan. And she will see a return on her investment in about 2 years. She could possibly pull this off. I think this is a good idea. She just needs a great team behind her, somebody that she can truly trust, that can handle everything, because she does have a lot on her plate. And she basically says she has to talk this through with Eddie because their money is in an account together. So yeah, girl, talk to your husband about that. And I also feel like he did help her when it came to her home essential business. So if he helped you out with that, sis, he can help you out with this one. Then we have Ashley, where she meets with her family, her mom, her Uncle Lump, his wife, and so forth. And they discuss her divorce, how they are trying to decide their financial portions. And she basically says that they are buying a home together. They plan to. She's just a little nervous about being a single mother because of what she witnessed as a child. And Ashley also mentions how her and Michael do not have a lawyer and he is drawing up the proposal for them.
Man, what kind of life are you living? Are you like getting a divorce or like creating another business?
I have made it very clear to everyone that I am just starting this process. I don't have answers right now.
That's why you need somebody who is legally experienced. You don't want to be in a position where this guy is pulling your strings for your future.
Understood.
You need a lawyer.
I was here for Uncle Lump when he said this. We all know her prenup was updated, so she's gonna walk away with half of everything. But at the same time, girl, get your own lawyer. Divorces can be messy. They can get really ugly if the other person is feeling some type of way and you don't want to be taken advantage of. Everyone is getting ready for the event. We get to see Giselle and her home update. And her home, the foyer, looks really good. The outside is starting to come together. It looks nice, except for the west side. It's a little tacky. It doesn't match the rest of the home, but hey, I live in an apartment and Giselle got her home, so what can I say? And we did get to see her fully flip that home from, I can't remember which season it was, but up to now, she definitely turned that around.
So, is this? Ooh. It's giving church. Okay, so this is like a nice little red pantsuit. It's very boring, it's very bland.
Mom, I thought we upgraded the wardrobe. Okay.
Giselle's daughters are super funny. Like, they be on her case. They're pure comedy. And they let her know, like, girl, that's not what you want to wear. We also see Robin and Giselle talk about how fast the girls are growing. And Giselle basically reveals that she's not ready to be a empty nester. And we get to see, like, a softer side of her for, like, a little second. Then we get to the event. The event looks really nice. It did look like it was gonna storm, but hey, they were able to seal everything up. I definitely hate when you're going to an event and like the weather just doesn't cooperate, but they definitely pulled through when it comes to that. Giselle was the first of the cast to actually make it there on time, and we got to see her and Karen discuss motherhood, and Giselle also goes into how she feels about what Ashley has been telling them. She feels like Ashley's story just isn't adding up, and I think there's a lot of people who feel like that. Ashley makes it to the event. Karen tells her that they were talking about her, and then Ashley lets them know that she and Michael did put in an offer on a home. And Giselle asks this.
All right. You did say you're getting a divorce. I said I was separating. No, you said you're getting a divorce. I said I'm separating from Michael. I said I'm leaving Michael. You and Michael are getting a divorce. And it's true. We are. Okay, you said me and Michael are divorcing. Giselle, how can I divorce if I'm not separated? Are you just separating or are you divorcing? Well, you have to separate for a year in the state of Virginia. Going towards the divorce. Yeah.
I was thinking the same thing her and Karen was thinking. Like, girl, you definitely said that y'all were getting a divorce. Now you're saying you're really not. It's a little fishy. In the midst of Giselle saying this as well, she did kind of spray Robin. So it's like, what? I didn't know their name wasn't on there, but we all know there's a whole nother thing on social media where they discuss that, and the other spouse name doesn't always have to be on there. You can use their name for something else. Ashley said she has been craving for Michael.
Slow down. Girl, no. You're confused. Just get a bag of chips and some popcorn. Snack on that.
Amen, Karen. Amen to that one. So Candace makes it, and she's elated to see Ashley and Michael are basically getting a divorce. You know, she wants to get to know Ashley outside of Michael. We all know she does not care for Michael. Wendy makes it, and she speaks to everyone, including Giselle, which was weird because we all know their dynamic from last season, which was warranted. Giselle was wrong, but I was also here for Giselle in this moment, saying, girl, back up. This seems a little fake. Mia finally makes it, and Giselle basically races over there and makes these comments.
Cancer, no time. What does this look like? Is this cancer or no cancer? This looks like I've arrived.
Girl, that is not how you greet anyone. You were in the wrong, so I was definitely here when Mia said.
They said, what your test results came back and it looks like you have lymphoma, okay? And after crying with my husband, crying with my kids, going to the doctor, I was in the hospital, I was going through everything. It's been like hell, okay? So for you to sit there and say that you think I was doing it for attention, I didn't you. Oh.
So that is the review for episode 1. Let me know how you guys felt about it. I feel like this was a great way to open up the season. I can't wait to see the rest of the season. Let me know how you feel so far about some of the storylines. Make sure you check out some of my other content. I do have other things out there, and I will see you all next time.